Hello guys, welcome back to another DirectX engine tutorial. In the last video we ended up doing a vertex buffer, and yeah, basically that's what we do it, which we're gonna use to render our plane. In this tutorial we're gonna create our texture class, which is the one that can initialize our texture, whatever format it is. Let's do it. We'll want to add a new class. It's not gonna be a long class like the other ones, so this is gonna be a really short one, and possibly we can render something to the screen, something quick, you know. So let's see. All right, let me get the top one real quick. Oh dang it! Cancel, delete. If in def. Alright, so what we can include in here, we can include D3D11.h, and we want to include another one. It's called D3DX11text.h. Okay, and now we want to go into the class, in the public. We're going to create a bool initialize. We're gonna pass in a parameter of ID 3D11 device, and I misspelled it like always. ID 3 11 device, pointer device, and we want to pass in the file name. We want to get an I want to get some getters. ID 3D11 shader resource view. We want to get int get width and int get height of the image. Now to the private stuff. ID 3D11 shader resource view pointer. Oh, I misspelled. Okay. You guys not tell me. Get texture. There we go. There we go. And we're gonna get int m width and int m height. And that's all we can have for this class. Alrighty. Like always, I went ahead and added the functions that I needed into the CPP file, and constructor, make sure they're all null, textures null, and width and height 0, and then destructor, make sure to release the texture. So we can go to an initialize function. We can it's not a long function, so result. We want to load the texture and say result equals D3D11 create shader. Why doesn't it shader resource? Why doesn't it initialize correctly? Oh, D3DX11 create shader resource B from file, passing a device, file name, passing null. Null, and we can put the texture from here and pass the last one to be null. And of course, like always, you want to check to see if it failed, and if it did fail, return false. Otherwise, that means you initialized correctly. I'm gonna pass in ID 3D11. We're gonna get the width and height of this image. Call it pointer resource. Set it at 0 for now. Just get width and height. I'm gonna go M texture. We say get resource. Initialize the resource. You want to get ID 3D11, texture 2D, pointer, texture 2D. Set that to 0 for now. Result equals res resource query interface. And you can pass in texture 2D. Initialize correctly, and you can say if succeeded or results. You're gonna get D3D11 texture. I know so much just to get the freaking width and height right. Texture 2D. And say get description. Get this, and you can pass in desk. Make sure you dereference that. And now from here you want to get the width. Desk dot width and height equals desk, and he has a lot of stuff in here, but all we can need is the height. Then make sure you release those pointers that you created. Release and return true. There you go. That's basically the texture class that we can use. Okay. Well, like I said, this is gonna be a really short tutorial. It's not gonna be long. But like I promised last time, I did say that I was going to cheat it so we can see something on the screen. Just trying to figure out where exactly am I going to put it at. Not main, graphics framework. I'll put it in engine for now. I want to go to header, just so we can have something here. We can render something. As a shader. You don't have to copy this because anyways I'm gonna delete it afterwards. It's wanted to show you guys that you can render something. So, oh, but wait, I don't have a camera yet. You know what? Oh, we'll see something right now. We'll see. Let's see if it renders something. So we don't have a camera just yet. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. Vertex buffer. Okay. I'm gonna say temp because we're not even gonna use this for at all. I'm gonna pass in a vertex buffer pointer. Vertex buffer. You know what? I don't need it. I need a texture shader. Pointer. Texture shader. And we can have a texture. Pointer. Texture. Always vertex buffer equals null. And shader, texture shader. Oh, there's no M on it. Texture shader equals null, and texture equals null. Delete vertex. Delete texture. Delete texture shader. Initialize and initialize vertex equals new vertex buffer. No, I want want to know what exactly can I pass in here. There's nothing in there. Vertex buffer initialize. I'm gonna pass in graphics get device texture shader size, I'll make it 32 and false. Why is it expected and it what? It's being dumb. Passing device shader. I didn't initialize this correctly, right? Yeah, texture shader. So what the hell? I don't know what's going on. Texture shader equals new texture shader. Texture shader initialize. Passing M graphics. Get device. Join D. Call it texture. Function name. Oh, what was it? Texture vertex shader and texture pixel shader. Why does it initialize correctly? Why? Or maybe it's not a pointer, is it? Yeah, there are pointers. Okay, whatever. And we can pass in. Wait. What about the texture? Oh, okay. Texture equals new texture. Texture. Initialize and graphics. Get device. We can pass them. I mean, I'm gonna name. I don't know what texture you guys want to load. I'm gonna load this one. Mario shell sprite.png. Hold on, I want to know why is this syntax. Oh, really? Wow, you gotta be kidding me, right? Wow, you got to be kidding me. I can't believe I did not see that. Get device, initialize, texture picture shader. Why is it? Oh, because okay. I think all of one has to be initialized in here, right? Yep. Happens when I forget. Okay. So there you go. Apologize, it took me forever to do that. I didn't even see that. Okay. And the problem with this, though, that I have is that texture shader begin. I mean, do I call? I already called begin. I need to set parameters on here. Take shader parameters and graphics. Get device context, and you can pass an M text. No, it's just texture. Get texture, and since the issue here that I have is that I don't have a camera yet, So I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna happen. Let's see, D3D11 on the D3DX matrix, B matrix equals D3D. I'm not expecting anything to happen. Projection. Matrix. D3D11 world matrix. And D3DX11. No, it's just D3DX matrix identity. Ampersand B matrix. Like I said, I'm not expecting anything from here. I can just cheat it. Say texture. I'll set shader set, shader parameters, and graphics. Get device. It happens when you're trying to cheat it, just so you guys can see. Matrix and projection matrix, and then you want to have a the vertex buffer to render, and graphics device. We will create a class of future to make this so much easier, but since we don't have that yet, then it's not gonna happen. Hold on, I'm not expecting anything to happen. Oh. Alright guys, I stopped the video because I was getting some errors. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. One major issue is when setting the full screen. If you want to go to your DX manager, I made a mistake somewhere in here. Go down in your initialize swap chain and go to this section where it says windowed system swap chain windowed. It was initially saying this swap chain dot window equals full screen. You basically want to actually set it the opposite of that. So if you actually want a full screen, like in your system devs, you can set it to true. You want the window to equal false. So if windows equals true, but you set in a not of it, which makes it opposite of that, which will be false. But yes, make sure you put the not in front of the full screen, because I forgot to do that. And another thing I know I'm writing this a little bit ahead of time when I was editing it. I noticed this section when I was doing this section, both of them will actually set to numerator, and that was totally bad on me. And I know it's supposed to say denominator, so I apologize. Make sure it stays denominator if you haven't fixed it yet. And after that, the full screen will work. So I hope you guys get that correctly. And yeah, you guys might have noticed it ahead of time. Then it's cool. It's all good, you know. And if you haven't, then just make sure it equals denominator. And after that, then the full screen should work. So just wanted to make sure I actually said that. Another thing, okay, we don't need system defs anymore. In vertex buffer, in here, in the vertex buffer render, make sure at the end you set shader equals and shader and. Make sure you call and on it after you do this part, because we don't need the shader after that. So once you set that, we did this one already. Any shader in the initialize shader function, you want to go all the way down to the end of the function, and inside where it says matrix buffer description dot byte width, it was initially set to this, and you actually don't want it to set that. You want to set the name of the struct, not the name of the variable, because that's not good. It will not get the actual byte width correctly. So make sure you set that to matrix buffer type. Alright, and after you set that, that should work. There's another bug. Well, it's not really a bug, but I didn't even take account for it. And you want to set when you want to set a texture file, a shader file inside a root folder, I need to take account if you want to set it to a root folder. So I'll probably do that in a different video. But for now, I kind of cheated. We initially made a folder called shader inside of here. We made that, but I didn't take account of making a shader folder, like a root folder for it. So I just kind of cheated and put it in here. I just copied it and put it in here. So that way I don't have to do that. I didn't take account for that. I'll update it in the future. So as you can see, we're not gonna see anything because we don't have a camera, of course. But I can still cheat it. Let's see, what do we want? What do we want? You want to call for view matrix, projection matrix. You want to call D3DX matrix ortho. Excuse me. You want to pass in the screen width, screen height, and you want to pass in 0.1 and 1000. We'll set this in a define or in a system depths in the future. That will be the projection matrix. The view matrix will be a little bit more than that, and I was hoping I will not have to do anything like that in the future. Okay, we can cheat it a little bit. Let's see. You want to set D3DX vector 3 position. And you want to set that to D3DX vector 3. Well, does it really matter? I don't think so because it's a 2D game. But you know what? Just to make the things work, D3DX vector 3 up equals, what do we set up to? I just set it to 1, right? D3DX vector 3 0 1 F0, and we want to set another one. We'll say D3DX vector. You actually don't even have to do this. The only reason I'm doing this because I guess we're making a simple camera right now. So I guess it will be a texture, rendering it, spraying the screen, and creating a camera. So this basically, I guess this could be another tutorial, part of this texture. D3DX vector 3. In the future, I'll explain this when I actually create the camera. So in here, we want to say D3DX matrix look at left hand. Pass in that. You're gonna pass in the position. You want to pass in the look at. And you want to pass in the up. I messed up somewhere? A few arguments. Okay, you want to pass in view matrix. Position. Look at and up. Did I missed anything? I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, like always, I'm a dumb. So things are always hard to get. I put it's supposed to be a comma there, and oh, nothing rendered. Okay, why not? All right, guys. Oh man, this took a while. Okay, I found 2 bugs in here. Alright, one of the bugs in texture shader since you know that we're overriding here, right? You're overriding shader. So the issue right now is that when he goes to the shader definition, he calls this initialize, but it will go to this one instead of going to this one, and it will never ever initialize this. So one thing I can do is call bool initialize sampler state. What do we need for sampler state? Do we need anything? Does not look like we do. Okay. So one thing we can do is go there under initialize, call bool texture shader initialize sampler state, and just copy and paste whatever you did another one. Oh, we need a device. Return true. Okay, we're gonna need a device in here. Make sure you pass in device. And one thing, and then when you're doing, you want to call it in here. Initialize equals initialize sampler state as well. We will call initialize. We'll call this one. We'll call the shader one first, and then we'll go into this one. And we'll call this one. And you want to pass in device, of course. And go to shader each header file. Go to shader header file and make sure you call initialize protected, so you could grab it in texture. So you're able to grab it in texture shader class. So that should be fine. The other issue is in vertex buffer. I found a bug in here. In vertex initialize, I found a bug in CPU access flags. I found a bug in here. Initially it was D3, D11 CPU access flags read. I believe it's a read, and in an index buffer description it also wasn't read. So the issue there is that they're both, instead of read, it's actually supposed to be in 0. Make sure it's 0. Then when you do that, make sure you have the simple camera stuff in here. View projection and projection. View matrix and projection matrix. Then if you run and it doesn't crash on you, let me see what the hell happened here. What's the return a value? Oh, return false. I was not returning anything. And there we go. Now we render something here. So basically there's 3 Mario sprites. Basically in the future what we can do is I mean, let's make it bigger so you can see it much better. Make it 100. There we go. So that's the way it's rendering. Another thing that we can do, which will be awesome, is in here called graphics, enable alpha blending. Let's set true. There we go. Yay! This took a lot longer than it's supposed to, but I mean, I found bugs in here, so apologize. You know, it should work now. So I hope you guys liked this tutorial. You know, I learned some more stuff in here. You know, we all make mistakes, but luckily I found them. So, but anyway, what's next? All right, in the next tutorial, I'm gonna initialize the sprite, and we can have an animated sprite. So sprite would be regular static images, and animated sprite will be animation. So that's what we're gonna do next. And I'm not sure if I will be able to do both in the same tutorial, but we'll see. So, but yeah, we'll see. So, yes, I hope you guys liked the tutorial, and hopefully you guys fix those mistakes that I made, not you, but me. Yeah, I hope it gives you a thumbs up in this video, and I'll see you guys next time. So, have a good time. Have a good day, guys. Signing out.